While operating a B-7777 freighter in Chicago, we received a taxi clearance that required a left turn at a specific intersection, which was different from our usual routing. During taxi, the captain was engaged in casual conversation. As we approached the intersection, I made the standard call-out confirming the left turn. However, he began turning right toward the more familiar route. I immediately called stop clearly and firmly, and the aircraft stopped before entering the incorrect taxiway. I reconfirmed the clearance with ATC, verified the routing, and we continued safely. After the flight, I emphasized the importance of maintaining full focus during taxi, especially at complex airports. Addressing it early protected safety and reinforced standard discipline in the cockpit. As a B-737 captain, during taxi, my first officer made an incorrect taxiway call-out that could have led to confusion on the ground. I stopped the aircraft and clarified the routing with ATC before continuing. After the flight, I spoke with him privately and explained why accurate taxi call-outs are critical for ground safety. I focused on standards rather than criticism. Clear, respectful feedback helps maintain strong CRM and prevents small errors from becoming larger risks. While operating the B-767 in Guangzhou during summer, we had an APU failure under MEL. Because we were on ground air only, the cabin temperature rose above 32 degrees Celsius. We requested pushback to start engines for cooling, but ATC repeatedly responded with standby due to congestion. We were held at the gate for over an hour. I monitored cabin temperature closely, coordinated with the cabin crew to provide additional water service, and gave regular passenger updates. I also clearly explained to ATC that engine start was operationally important due to the MEL condition. Eventually, clearance was granted and we departed safely. Staying calm, communicating clearly, and managing the situation proactively ensured both safety and professionalism were maintained. When handling conflict in the cockpit, I address issues immediately if they affect safety. I focus on procedures and standards rather than personality. If there is disagreement, I refer to the FOM, SOP, or QRH, so decisions are based on company standards, not personal preference. If something doesn't look right, I speak up early and clearly. After the flight, I follow up constructively so we remain aligned and on the same page. Maintaining discipline and clear communication is essential in any professional cockpit. Sure. Tell me about a time you chose safety over schedule. As a B-737 captain operating out of Cebu, there was a NOTAM about a runway closure due to maintenance equipment. Some of the equipment had already been positioned near the runway before the NOTAM became effective. While taxiing, ATC asked if I could accept an intersection departure to expedite traffic flow before the closure. I understood the time pressure and possible delay, but I requested time to review the takeoff performance. I recalculated the data using the reduced runway length, aircraft weight, temperature, and wind conditions. After reviewing the numbers, I determined that the intersection departure would reduce my performance margin more than I considered acceptable. I informed ATC that I required full-length departure. There was a short delay, but we departed with proper performance protection. As captain, protecting safety margins was my responsibility. Tell me about a time you had to make a quick decision. As a B-767 first officer in Okinawa, during the takeoff roll at about 100 knots, ATC instructed us to stop due to separation with an arriving aircraft. The captain was focused on aircraft control and did not immediately react to the call. I immediately repeated the ATC instruction and called for a reject. I monitored deceleration, made the standard call-outs, and handled ATC communication. The aircraft stopped safely on the runway, and the arriving aircraft executed a go-around. The key was recognizing the instruction quickly and speaking up clearly. Tell me about a time you handled a challenging approach. As a B-767 first officer acting as PM on approach into Jeju, we encountered wind shear twice on final approach. On the first encounter, the predictive wind shear warning activated and the aircraft performance fluctuated. The captain initiated a go-around, and I immediately called out the warning and monitored the flight path. On the second approach, we encountered wind shear again. After the second go-around, I reviewed the fuel status and calculated our remaining endurance. According to the QRH wind shear guidance, I monitored thrust application, verified configuration, confirmed go-around mode engagement, and provided accurate callouts. Considering the repeated wind shear and fuel situation, I recommended diverting to our alternate, Gwangju. The captain agreed, and we diverted safely. In that situation, I focused on strict procedure compliance, fuel awareness, and clear support in the cockpit.